Okay, I'm gonna keep video one a little bit short here. Pretty busy day on the books. I got a meeting and I also have to pick my girlfriend up from getting her nails done and different things. But I think my first point would be if you have an idea, implement it. You know, we could talk about ideas for the next 3 years until we're both exhausted of it. And people talk about things all the time. Oh, if I get rich, I'm gonna do this. If I made $1 million, I'm gonna do that. I would think that nowadays there's many people out there who would want to make $1 million, but there's not too many people training themselves to keep $1 million. I think keeping $1 million is more important than making it, if you ask me. Um, if you have an idea, action is the most important part. When I started storage lockers, the most important part to me was not only buying it, but once you buy a warehouse full of items, the issue soon and shortly after becomes who's going to buy a warehouse full of items off of you. That's where I turned to two different auction houses and started selling my items through auctions. And I figured out that such a short rotation on the items left me with a lot of inventory and things that I had to take care of myself. So, I mean, you only get paid from the auctions, let's say, once every 2 weeks because they're limited in how many auctions they can throw per auction house. So, on top of that, obviously, I needed to do some more things if I wanted to regulate merchandise at a faster rate than that. That's where I approached two different stores and started selling through them. But the inventory and the paychecks weren't coming in enough at that point for me to be satisfied on top of my full-time job. But because I was working full-time, obviously I couldn't be there myself. So I started throwing yard sales and attending flea markets on top of that. Now, it regulated pretty good prices and I could fiddle with the inventory and the prices myself, but I mean, other things still needed to happen on top of that. So I figured at the end of it, might as well use eBay to sell higher class items and go to the yard sale option for items under $20 and $30. The point to me telling you this is no matter what venture you follow, it's going to be work. I don't think that anything in this world comes easy, especially if it's worth it. They always say, like, if it's truly worth it, it's going to be hard to do. Now, one of the most important lessons for me in that was taking on as much as I could handle. You know, doing what I could on top of the things that I was already doing and trying not to get overwhelmed. I think if you take on too many things as a person, a lot of people think they're capable of, let's say, 100 different things at once, but truly they're only capable of 70. Everybody's different, you know. You have to learn your own capabilities and your own threshold and live within it. That's a pretty hard lesson that I had to learn, honestly. But coming back full circle, action is always the most important thing. So if you want to try something, I would head towards that in a baby step structure rather than taking it on full force once again so you don't get overwhelmed. Pardon me. Um, the point is if you have an idea and you want to see it come to fruition, since there's so many people out there doing so many different things right now and a lot of people are doing things that maybe they shouldn't, I think it's time now that if you really want to see something happen in your life and you really want better, you should aim for it. And once again, getting up off the couch and going out the front door is the most important part. There's a lot of us out there that are doing the same thing as you right now, and there's many different areas where I've had to start from scratch, including the auction world. You know, it's like when I jumped into that, everybody else around me was working construction and doing different things. I really didn't have anybody I could ask. Even when I asked the auctioneers, they basically told me that because they're simply auctioneers and they deal with inventory, they couldn't tell me a lot of things on the storage locker aspect of it. But, I mean, refuse to give up. Continue on with your dreams. Remember that I believe in you, and there's a lot of other entrepreneurs out there that will have your back, and unorthodox doesn't mean impossible. Have a great day.